I couldn't wait for you to come and clear the cupboard.
Are you bringing cases that you expect to lose?
Could you repeat
Are
that?
you bringing cases that you expect to lose?
Absolutely
Not.
Loser! You're a loser!
Okay, well, your track record seems to suggest otherwise. Let's look more closely at the Activision decision, though. You probably wouldn't have won under any standard because the court said this, that the FTC has not raised serious questions regarding whether the proposed merger is likely to substantially lessen competition. It found just the opposite, that the record evidence points to more consumer access. So why should Americans have faith in your judgment when this Biden-appointed judge says you are so far off the mark? You're spending even more taxpayer money on an appeal that you're even less likely to win. So why are you spending even more taxpayer resources?
Don't make a scene. Just say something witty and exit on the laugh.
This matter is still pending before the FTC in administrative adjudication, so I'm just going to be limited in what I can say about the merits.
I'm sorry, but she is just awful. Is there any way, can we add like a topless scene or something?
If your ability to predict the future is so good, how is it you could not predict that you were going to lose 4 out of 4 cases?
Stop! She's already dead.
How is it you can predict the future of markets when in fact the stock market can't even do it?
Write that down, write that down!
I would contend that you have overstepped your boundaries and your $500 million budget is being wasted. And I, for one, will not support your $160 million increase.
I have fired up my resume, as I suggested all of you do as well.
According to your Senate questionnaire, you held yourself out as counsel for the Democrats on this very committee.
Liberals, I hate them so much.
You used this title, but you are not licensed to practice law.
What?
Counsel is a term reserved for lawyers, licensed lawyers. And in Wyoming, a person who in any manner holds themselves as competent to practice law without a license to do so is guilty of unauthorized practice of law. Do you believe it is appropriate for non-lawyers to claim the title of counsel?
Don't make a scene. Just say something witty and exit on the laugh.
Congressman, when I had the honor to work for this committee, I complied with all of the document requests that the HR folks requested, including documentation about the fact
When I checked your registration status this morning, I learned that you are not in good standing with the New York Bar. Your license is listed as delinquent, which means you have failed to file your biennial registrations, and it means that you have not been paying your bar dues, completing your continuing legal education, and maintaining your law license.
What? Yes, it's not that crazy. That's not what this is about.
Well, it's a little bit about
Yeah, there's a high spill factor.
It also means you're subject to referral for disciplinary action. I find this situation to be stunning and a reflection on your ethics. With that, I yield back.
Surprise. Get that out of my face!
The last time I was ever this happy for something to finally be over was a Salvia trip. At long last, we're here, boys! It's over! Microsoft had a clean sweep over the FTC, who in all honesty, has been heavily exposed. And luckily for me, I love watching government entities be exposed. It's art, it's beautiful, and the salt pouring from Lina tear ducts is even sweeter and yummier than Jim Ryan's. Well, I'm only saying that because she was appointed by Biden, and Biden failing at anything is glorious.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Because everything that unfolded from the court hearings on Lina just goes to show you that these motherfuckers are basically burning our tax dollars. Not a single pro-consumer argument brought to the table by the FTC. And to see Republicans of all people take note of that is amazing. The FTC has failed our country numerous times, and it's all starting to make sense why. After being viciously denied by Judge Corley on the FTC's appeal for an injunction on the ABK merger, it only took less than 12 hours for the Ninth Circuit to also follow through with denying said appeal, leaving Microsoft fully open to acquire Activision Blizzard as they work with the CMA to negotiate a remedy. Basically, nothing really stands in Microsoft's way. We can finally officially officially say it's over. We can basically expect Microsoft to start closing off the deal in all selected regions where it's been approved. What does that mean, Frit? Does that mean we get to see Call of Duty on Game Pass as soon as possible? No, I'd expect at least another 2 years. Expecting results right away is just silly. But at the very least, we can expect Bobby Kotick to get his ass out of the company now. And the best part about all of this is how Judge Corley and every member of the court hearing for the FTC basically word for word repeated every argument I presented. All while jackasses like Reforged Gaming, MBG, and Dreamcast Guy would laugh at each and every one of these valid arguments.
And I'm gonna call out one because I just cannot stand his content. Dreamcast Guy is one of the most egregious people that does this. Let me say the dumbest shit that I possibly can, because then you're going to react to it. You're going to tweet at him. You're going to watch the video. You're going to leave comments and all that. That's all it is. Why do you think he's catching so much right now over this whole Xbox FTC thing? Because he immediately runs out to try, yep, it's dead. It's over. And I'm going to say this because I've met him in person, because that's how I know all of it's so full of shit. The way he even talks in his videos, I talk very slowly. That's not how he talks in real life. He talked about that on the video. You know why? Because that pisses you off to then want to go watch the video and say something. That's all it is. It's a grift. Reforge is another one. And it's true because, see, I remember him when he was big in the Destiny community, and I've actually used to be on his show, but then we got busted for all the sexual harassment.
Oh, now Reforge Gaming.
Now the grift has turned into this. Let me start saying this outrageous thing because I'm trying to rebuild my audience on YouTube, and guess what? It's working because I see his clips all the time.
Well, are they laughing now? I hope not, especially if it's Dreamcast Guy and MBG. Nobody wants to see those teeth. I just hope they've learned a valuable lesson from this, and that's to hold the goddamn line. I mean, unless you're the FTC, they held the line and were wiped out. Rightfully so, because the levels of incompetence and corruption here has cost the FTC a 25% reduction in their budget, which was the opposite effect of what they wanted, because Lina originally approached begging for a 33% increase. That's right! These incompetent assholes who can't even do anything to protect consumers wanted more of your tax dollars, and the Republicans said no. Based.
Based? Based? Hello?
Just imagine walking up to your boss and asking them to give you a raise after you failed to show up to work numerous times and are one of the worst employees in the company. Oh, but that's not even the worst part. Imagine asking for an increase to the budget while also being unqualified and not licensed for the job the entire time. That's right, the court didn't hold back. They pulled out every receipt they had and exposed the fact that Lina was not paying to keep her license to practice law. And if she couldn't do that with the current budget they have, why should they receive more money? What are the Democrats doing with my tax dollars exactly? The FTC receives $500 million a year and Lina is not even paying to keep her license? The juiciest information is leaking at the end of all of this. It's amazing. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse than Twitter comments and YouTube comments, the Republicans stepped in to truly demoralize this woman. There's not a single roast I can throw at her that the Republicans didn't outdo me in. Luckily for you, that doesn't mean there wasn't any salt, because there was plenty.
Best thing PlayStation can do is to ban Call of Duty on PlayStation and create deals with Battlefield now that COD veterans are in charge. Microsoft and ABK will lose billions. Sony will lose too, but they will take them back from Battlefield and EAFC deals.
This is single-handedly the worst recommendation I have ever heard any gamer give a company. You're asking PlayStation to ban Call of Duty off its own platform? Do you even understand how much of PlayStation's revenue alone comes from Call of Duty? You know what Sony will do with a move like that to you? They'll make games $100. They'll increase the price of online and expect another bump to the console price. If Sony was to make a move like that, do you know where they would put the cost? They would put it on you. And you don't actually think it's within Sony's budget to pay to get Battlefield made exclusive, do you? I mean, you even say it yourself in the tweet. Sony will lose too. So who does this benefit? No one. You're just a kid holding Sony by the hand, looking over at Microsoft saying, Mommy, I want an acquisition too. I can't believe it! This entire time, they didn't want the acquisition to go through because they were afraid of losing Call of Duty. And now that it's gone through and COD will remain on PlayStation, they're begging PlayStation to take it off. You can't win with a bounty! There's no winning with these guys!
It's sad to celebrate. Xbox is back. The industry goes down. Dark days for gaming are coming.
Nick, I'd hate to break it to you, but the dark days are already here. What do you guys have to look forward to? What are the rumors? The Last of Us 2 remastered? Are you kidding me? I mean, just look at the PlayStation Showcase. That's your future for the next 6 months. None of that is Microsoft's fault. This acquisition and what Xbox is doing has nothing to do with why it's dark on your side, all right? I'm sorry. I know Xbox doing good casts a shadow over you and has been causing some emotional damage, but I recommend therapy. Not the one Reforge goes to, though.
Sad day. Looks like Microsoft is buying Activision. The celebration of this industry consolidation is kinda wild. You know this is the start, and gamers will be the biggest losers here. Gaming is already expensive. I could hardly afford one new console growing up.
Oh, I agree, Black Panther. Gaming is indeed expensive. That's why I'm very thankful for services like Game Pass. You know, wouldn't it be nice if a service like Game Pass that saves you money gets more content? You know, wouldn't it be nice if Game Pass includes all of the Call of Duty games, includes a World of Warcraft subscription, includes StarCraft games, you name it? Wouldn't that be real nice if things just got a lot easier to get access to and became cheaper, more central to one place rather than multiple subscriptions everywhere? But you know, that's just loser mentality. More content for less money in your pocket. That's what losers do. Real men, now they go and they drop $120 on premium enhanced editions of fully priced games. And for those who could barely afford even one new console, isn't that what a Series S is for? Isn't that what things like Game Pass are for? If anything, thanks to these Microsoft products, getting into gaming is even easier and cheaper now than ever before.
I applaud the FTC and at LinaCon FTC for defending consumers and staying in this fight.
Hey, look everyone, it's Pocahontas! Good God, just think to yourself. This is a senator who has absolutely no idea what was probably going on in this case. Not once did the FTC actually defend consumers. You're applauding something they never did. That's how I know you weren't paying attention to any of it. Goddamn incompetent politicians expose themselves more than JTech TV does to women. And we haven't even gotten to the journalists who are also biased and were in favor of the FTC, like Kotaku.
FTC blasted by Congress and gamers for doing its job. Xbox fans and Republicans attacked the regulators trying to stop the Microsoft Activision merger.
If by attack you mean saying cry more, take the L, big mad, big sads, then yeah, I guess they attack them. As for Congress, that's where you're entirely wrong. Congress was doing its goddamn job. The one who wasn't actually doing their job was Lina because she was unqualified the entire time. So technically, she wasn't supposed to be doing her job this way, or at all. But that's classic Kotaku wording for you. The word attack is perfect to use whenever it involves Republicans and gamers.
It didn't take long for some of the loudest voices in the Xbox community to pile on. LinaCon is getting fried, roasted, cooked, and buttered, wrote influencer Unisensei, retaining hearing footage like it was an E3 press conference. Ouch! Maybe keep consumers and competitive markets a priority and not a political line and you won't get cooked, Con, tweeted YouTuber Colt Eastwood.
Well damn, you know, Kotaku, that's very damning evidence right there. Yeah, you know, getting cooking terms thrown at me is just repulsive behavior, absolutely unforgivable. See, back in my day, you would have gotten your ass kicked because saying things like cooked is such a weak insult. But I guess for Kotaku, that's an attack. That's super personal. Poor Lina, she failed to do a job she wasn't even qualified to do, wasted taxpayer dollars, and produced no reliable results, and people are telling her she got cooked.
The Xbox fanboy loser celebrating $1 trillion company's acquisition of ABK, treating a court win over the FTC as their victory, alone in their mom's basement on a Friday night. To each their own, I guess. Xbox celebrating the Microsoft Activision deal going through, even when it means Xbox will be full third party within 5 years. Call of Duty will be ruined like Halo, and Game Pass won't be sustainable without major changes. It's over.
Oh, great. Really? Is this fat fuck back already? I thought he deleted his Twitter. Come on. Proof nothing good lasts forever. My will to live has officially ended. God damn it. You know the man must have been insanely pissed off to have tweeted what is essentially the same tweet twice in a row. Your biggest mistake here, Saltiest, is thinking that being compared to the Joker is going to make Xbox people upset. A lot of those mofos wish they were the Joker. The worst part is this is Saltiest Gaming trying at his absolute hardest. This is what he considers an own. There's no way this man actually thinks he's allowed to be throwing out insults right now, does he? He literally deleted his Twitter for being wrong about the acquisition not going through. They were his famous last words before he was revived. Now, I know it must suck having to be on the sidelines watching people celebrate something you cheered for the downfall of, but you're gonna have to take your L like a man and delete your Twitter again. The internet was literally better off without you, and with tweets like this you can see why. Each and every single one of them is salty. The senators, the Democrats, the ponies, Jim Ryan, journalists. If Starfield turns out to be a good game, it's going to be disastrous. Like that guy in his tweet said, Xbox is back, dark days ahead of us. When Xbox does good, it's a dark day for the ponies. But a bright day for this channel, which is getting close to the 69K sub mark I've so dreamed of. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. With that being said, I'll see you soon.
Afrikango sucks ass.
So what you want?